All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving headfirst into the world of speed, musical speed, that is.
That's right. We're talking extreme power metal, and more specifically, we're going to figure out just who takes the crown for fastest band.
And we actually have a pretty great source for this,
Uh-huh.
a list of the top 10 fastest extreme power metal bands of all time.
A pretty good place to start, I'd say.
I think so, and I'm sure most of our listeners already know who sits at the top of this list. It's got to be Dragon Force, right?
Oh, absolutely. Dragon Force, they're pretty much synonymous with speed in metal.
Yeah, and they've got the accolades to prove it, like The Game. I mean, come on, that song is the fastest song ever recorded officially.
It's insane the technical skill that goes into playing something that fast, and not just playing it, but writing it, composing it.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. And what's really cool about Dragon Force is that they don't just go for pure speed. They've got that signature sound that's like this awesome blend of power metal and like retro video game music,
Oh, totally. It's like you're playing some epic boss battle every time you listen to them.
Right? And like when I hear songs like Revolution Death Squad or Fury of the Storm, it's like I'm transported right into like a digital arena or something.
You can really feel that energy, and it's not just the speed, it's the whole package. The driving rhythms, the melodic layers, the insane guitar solos, it all comes together to create this incredibly immersive experience.
And it's funny because I actually tried to learn The Game on guitar once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And let's just say my fingers were not ready for that level of shredding.
I can imagine it's like trying to run a marathon with your fingertips.
Exactly. A very painful marathon. But, it just makes me appreciate the skill of these musicians even more.
Absolutely. To play extreme power metal at that level requires years of dedication and practice.
For sure. But, before we get completely lost in the world of Dragon Force, I think it'd be good to take a step back and look at the broader landscape of extreme power metal as a genre. What are we really dealing with here?
Yeah, good point. So, extreme power metal, we're talking about a subgenre of heavy metal that cranks everything up to 11. The speed, the intensity, the technicality, the sheer aggression.
Okay, so we know it's fast and it's intense,
hmm
but what else sets it apart from other types of metal?
Well, a big part of it is the focus on melody. You still have those heavy riffs and powerful vocals, but they're often interwoven with these soaring melodic lines and harmonies that give the music a real epic feel.
Oh, I see. So it's like this crazy mix of brutality and beauty, kind of like a hurricane with rainbows.
That's a great way to put it. And then you've got the lyrical themes, which often lean towards fantasy, mythology, and epic battles, stuff that really fuels that sense of grandeur and adventure.
So it's like soundtracking a video game in your head while you listen.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
part of what makes extreme power metal so captivating. It's music that takes you on a journey, and it's a journey that's both exhilarating and emotionally resonant.
I like that. So with all that in mind, let's dive back into our list and meet some of the other speed demons who are pushing the limits of metal.
Sounds good to me.
Now, there are a few names here that I'm pretty familiar with, like Children of Bodom,
Ah, yes. Children of Boydom, a true legend in the melodic death metal scene.
and they're from Finland, right?
That's right. Formed back in 1993, they brought a whole new level of intensity and virtuosity to the genre.
And I feel like they have a slightly darker vibe than some of the other bands on this list. Am I right?
You are definitely right. Their music has this kind of melancholic undercurrent to it that's both haunting and beautiful.
Yeah, it's like they're exploring the shadows while still shredding at a million miles an hour.
Precisely. And a lot of that comes from their use of keyboards, which adds this really atmospheric and sometimes eerie element to their sound.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And speaking of Finnish bands, we can't forget Winter Sun, another group that's known for their epic compositions.
Absolutely. Winter Sun is all about creating these vast and intricate soundscapes that are just breathtaking in scope.
It is pretty cool that the band started as a side project of Jari Mampe from Encifrum. Talk about having too much talent.
Right. It just goes to show the incredible creativity and passion that fuels this genre.
For sure. And then we have Kalma, yet another Finnish band that's making waves in the extreme power metal scene.
Kalma, they burst onto the scene with this raw energy and ferocity that immediately caught the attention of Spine Farm Records.
Wow, signed right away. That's impressive.
Yeah, they definitely made a statement, and their music is heavily influenced by their Finnish roots, drawing inspiration from the natural landscapes and folklore of their homeland.
That's awesome. It's like they're channeling the spirit of Finland into their music.
Exactly, and you can hear that in their sound, this sense of wildness and untamed power.
I dig it. And, it's amazing how many of these bands are from Finland. It's like a breeding ground for extreme power metal.
It really is something special is happening there musically. And actually, there's another Finnish band on our list that I want to mention, Whispered.
Oh yeah, Whisper, they're the ones who blend Finnish melodic death metal with Japanese influences, right?
That's the one, a truly unique and fascinating combination.
Yeah, it's like two worlds colliding in the most epic way possible.
And they do it seamlessly, incorporating traditional Japanese instruments and melodies into their music to create this sound that's both familiar and completely foreign at the same time.
It sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to check them out. And, we've talked a lot about these European bands, but let's not forget about the American speed demons out there like Necrogoblikon.
Ah, yes. Necrogoblikon bringing a little bit of Californian sunshine to the world of extreme power metal.
But their music is anything but sunny.
Right. True, their lyrics are often dark and humorous, revolving around goblins and other fantastical creatures.
And they're known for their really theatrical and over-the-top live shows.
Oh, absolutely. They bring a ton of energy and fun to their performances. It's like a heavy metal circus.
I love it. And, it's really cool how diverse this list is, even though all these bands share that core DNA of speed and intensity.
Yeah, it just shows you the range and creativity within extreme power metal.
For sure. So we've explored this world of blistering speed and technical wizardry, but I think it'd be good to circle back to something we touched on earlier. What exactly makes a song fast in a musical sense?
That's a great question. And it's not just about playing a lot of notes quickly, it's about how those notes are arranged within a specific tempo measured in beats per minute, or BPM.
So BPM, that's like the heartbeat of the song.
Exactly. And in extreme power metal, that heartbeat is usually pretty rapid. We're talking tempos of 200 BPM or even higher.
Wow, that's like twice the speed of a normal heartbeat.
And then within those beats, you have all these subdivisions and rhythmic patterns that add even more layers of complexity and speed.
So it's like a supercharged engine with all these moving parts working in perfect sync.
Exactly. And to achieve that level of speed and precision, these musicians often employ techniques like blast beats on the drums and tremolo picking on the guitar.
I've heard those terms before, but can you break them down for us?
Sure, so blast beats involve rapidly alternating between the bass drum and snare drum, creating this wall of sound that's almost like a machine gun.
Oh, I see. And tremolo picking.
That's a guitar technique where you rapidly pick a single note or chord back and forth, creating this sustained and intense sound.
It's amazing how they can even move their hands that fast.
It takes incredible dexterity and stamina to play extreme power metal at this level.
It's mind-blowing. So we've taken a deep dive into the world of extreme power metal, met the reigning speed champion DragonForce, and even gotten a little technical with the elements that make this music so ridiculously fast.
It's been quite a journey.
It has, and it's left me wondering, is there a limit to how fast music can get? Are there bands out there that could even surpass DragonForce?
That's a great question, and I think it's one that's constantly being explored as musicians continue to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Maybe there's some underground band out there right now just waiting to be discovered that's even faster and more intense than anything we've heard before.
It's certainly possible. The world of metal is full of surprises.
So to all our listeners out there, I encourage you to keep your ears open and see if you can find the next generation of speed demons.
And if you do, be sure to let us know. We're always on the lookout for new and exciting music.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of extreme power metal.
Until next time, keep those heads banging.
And those BPMs high.
Speed on.